What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And last night I was watching the president give a speech. I think it was last night. And he made a comment about the the term nationalist. He said, in the past, it wasn't popular to say that word. I guess you can't say it anymore. He said, but you know what? I'm a nationalist. Now, of course, I know the context in which he was talking about, and I know what he was referencing. He was referencing the fact that he supports America first. Now, for some reason, the Democratic Party and the liberal media, they just cannot understand the support that people give Donald Trump, in spite of all his hatefulness and his rhetoric and his divisive language. They can't understand it. Maybe I can help them out a little bit because, see, apparently they don't understand the definition of a nationalist. So I'm going to try to work with them. See, because what they did all day is they tried to make it appear that when he was talking about I'm a nationalist, I guess that must have meant he was identifying with Adolf Hitler and that form of nationalism, even though Gandhi was a nationalist, even though other people in our history that we held as heroes were nationalists. But of course, they go to the go-to. It's always, let's see how we can compare him to the worst person in the world. So let's go ahead and compare him to Adolf Hitler. And then, of course, as I was watching Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, they were flipping through all the other garbage media networks, and you should have heard them. They were going in. Yes. They got it all figured out. They're like, you know what? This was a dog whistle. No. It was a bullhorn. That's what it was. And once again, this shows that Donald Trump is a white nationalist. Now, I watched him get on stage and say what he said, and I don't recall him mentioning anything to deal with race, with color. And the word nationalist doesn't refer to all white people. I think, just me thinking out loud, nationalist means that anybody that is a part of that nation. So let me just make sure I got it right. So when you talk about nationalism, let me just read the definition. Some words. Nationalist, pride in one's nation. I mean, are we not allowed to be proud of our nation? I mean, last I checked, we were the United States of America. We weren't the white people of the United States, the black people of the United States. And if the Democratic Party wants to stop being divisive and tone down the rhetoric and bring unity and heal the nation, then why do they even have to bring up race when it comes down to trying to defend their position against Donald Trump about nationalism, when it has nothing to do with just being white, black, or whatever? National, meaning nation, okay? Putting one's nation first. Is that a problem? Is that a problem, Don Lemon? Is that a problem, CNN? Is it a problem, MSNBC? Unlike the Democrats, who do not put Americans first. I mean, they almost put everybody first before Americans. Just think about it on a personal level, people. If you had a family and you had the resources to take care of your family, or how about this? Maybe you didn't even have a whole bunch of resources, but you chose to use those resources on other people. You chose to make decisions about life that would impact your family negatively because you were more concerned about other people, other families, other nations. Now, granted, if you're living large and you can help, you will. But you never put some other family before your own. Kind of look at America like one big family, okay? If you can do that, CNN, MSNBC, Democrats. And you wonder why people, when Trump says stuff like this, goes, I feel you, man. Because I can make an understanding of this on a personal level. Nobody wants somebody to put another team above the home team, which y'all always seem to do. How about this? Looking out for the best interest of your country. I don't see anybody around to see. I don't see what the problem is. Should he be looking out for the best interest of England or Mexico, Canada? How about Russia, North Korea, South Korea, whatever? I thought the job of the United States, of the president, was to be the leader of the United States and not all these other countries. But see, no. When he says this, when he brings this type of stuff up, the go-to to try to make him look bad and to try to regain power, instead of saying, you know what, I can appreciate the fact that he's a patriot and he loves the country, y'all say he's a racist and a white nationalist. And real Americans who can see through that crap says that's a way that y'all are trying to demagogue him and try to make it seem like it's wrong to support your own country. And that is why we get a little nervous when the Democratic Party get in power, because we see that they're doing a lot of things that don't support our country. In fact, it becomes counterproductive to what this country stands for. Let me keep going. The belief that the nation will benefit from acting independently rather than collectively, emphasizing national rather than international goals. Now, we all know that we have to work with other nations, and that's good and all. But we don't let other nations pimp us, take advantage of us, disrespect us. We don't do that, guys. Because, see, it's just a matter of time before they come at your throat. If you don't believe me, raise a wolf and see what happens. The wolf will only be subject to you as long as you can make sure the wolf understands that you're the alpha male. They will try you every once in a while. So 6 months go by, wolf might hit you with the, and if you go, and it senses that, guess what it's going to do? Oh, it's my opportunity to take over and go after their neck. So, as America, to make sure we're protecting the home team, we want to make sure that we can benefit everybody if possible. But we don't let other countries take advantage of us like the Democrats would rather do, just to look good in the eyes of other nations. Let's see. So, let's look at the Democrats. They would rather, be anti whatever. Trump, really, that's what they are. They're anti-Trump and anti-American. So you take, for example, just because people say, hey, I respect the right of NFL players to protest, because this is America, but I don't support the method in which they're doing it, because it reflects poorly on their appreciation for the sacrifice that people made for the American flag. I don't support that. Oh, because I don't support it, now I'm a racist and I don't want to see black guys fighting against police brutality. Has nothing to do with the flag and all the black people who died protecting that in many wars, and all the other people of color that died like that. It has nothing to do with that. It simply has something to do with the fact that these happen to be black NFL players, which they weren't all black, but nonetheless, they're always going to stress that. It got to be that. That is why I don't support it. It can't be just because I'm a patriot. How about this one? With the Democrats, they desire to please all the other countries more so than they desire to please Americans. They do that at the cost and the expense of the American taxpayer. Paris Agreement. Oh yeah, let's get into that so we can look good and look like we're doing stuff to help out with climate change, even though we're dropping all the money because they all pump our heads up. Hey man, you got us, right? Y'all America, y'all rich like this. Look, why don't you take lead on this, America, okay? Look, hey man, I would, but we only England. We this big, y'all this big. So why don't y'all, since y'all the best, hey look, don't get mad at us. It's this, you're the best climate fighters that we have. So surely, since you're the best, you have to give the most money. That's what we're saying. China or Russia? No, we're not talking about them. We're not talking about India and all of this stuff. They're going to come in. They're going to come in, but not right now, okay? Right now, let's focus on you. No, stop looking. Stop looking over there. We need money from you guys. How about that? So, Trump comes along and says, that's ridiculous. Let's get out of that mess. Democrats, you can't do this. You're going to blow up the whole planet because of it. How about this? Supporting illegal immigrants that are bum rushing our border as we speak. And talking about, I saw Ramos down there. Tucker Carlson, let me tell you something. These people are not, and I'm going, look, man, first things first. We got people in Florida who are sleeping in their cars because they don't even have places to stay because it's overcrowded in homeless shelters. And yet we got knucklehead people like Jose Ramos and all the other pundits on liberal media supporting this garbage. These are people that just want a better life. We got Americans here that don't have a better life, but yet we're supposed to just open up our hearts and support the away team versus the home team once again. And then you wonder why when Trump say he's a nationalist, everybody goes, bravo, bravo. But yet it can't just be because he's saying, hey, that's not our problem right now. Our problem right now is to secure our border and make sure our people are taken care of and they have a better life first. Okay? And to also make sure we don't look weak, like we can just get muscled by a group of people who decide we just gonna come. What you gonna do about it? But no, it can't be that. It's simply because we're all racist and we're nationalists and we don't want no more of those Latinos coming in our country. Yeah, so that is why the Democrats don't get it. That's why the liberal media don't get it, that these people are supporting Trump because when he says nationalist, we're not thinking Hitler. We're thinking America first, not better than every other country. And we got to look down our nose at them and we got to kick them around because they're not big and strong like us. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that Americans' lives matter. Since y'all always want to have a humanitarian cause, yeah, American lives matter. So we don't do things like sit back and justify an angry mob coming to our country and bashing our president on TV, giving him a platform to talk reckless to our president. Our president is the Antichrist, and if he don't repent, he's going to hell. But yet you are attacking Mexican authorities to get to our country, walking through Mexico to get here. And yet I don't understand this for the life of me. I'm thinking to myself, with this invasion into our country at our borders, I'm thinking to myself, so how in the world can anybody on the left justify them wanting to escape because they're afraid and they're in danger, and justifying them saying, I'm going to increase my level of danger by tracking additional 1,000 miles to get to America? I done made it to Mexico. I'm good. I'm safe. But yet, I'm going to intensify my level of danger. I'm going to intensify the risk and go the additional 1,000 miles to get to America. That shows you that it's not about just getting away because I'm looking for asylum. No, it's because you want to get here and benefit off of the fruits of America. Because if you just wanted safety, you would have stopped in Mexico. But no, they will give them a platform to get on TV, talk reckless to our president, and then say, there you have it. You see, this is how other people see Donald Trump. So you're going to let them bash the home team? That's what you're doing? You're going to let them rock their flags, come here, muscle themselves into our country, not worry about how it impacts American citizens, and you want us to support your party. You want us to think you're patriots. You want us to get embarrassed because we say, oh yeah, I'm a nationalist too. Well, you must be a racist. No, I'm just looking out for the home team. I don't mind helping people if we can, but first things first, let's look out for the home team. So just because the Democratic Party don't understand anything about supporting the police, you know, they're the last people they support. Like 40-some police officers shot dead this year. I don't see that on CNN. It's not a big deal. MSNBC? No, not a big deal. But hey, let a questionable shooting take place. Police are all wicked and evil and racist. Listen to some of the Democrats on their campaign when they don't think the big cameras are on them. They straight up talking about the police. This justice system is built on racism and segregation and all of that stuff. The same police that's going to be protecting their butts, they're out there dogging. And yet they're patriots. And yet they don't understand why we say, I don't see what the problem is when we say we're nationalists, or Trump said he was a nationalist. Just because, you know, that we have values here that we feel are important to Americans, and all the Democratic Party does is mock all of the values that made us what we are. So now all of a sudden, what are we? Because we want to hang on to religion, freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, just because we want to hang on to fundamental things like the family unit, things like that. So now all of a sudden, nationalism means we hate people of diversity and we want them out of our business. No. You know what we want? We want, as Americans, to be able to say, let me do me and you do you. Don't make me have to do you. Okay? I don't mind you doing your thing. Long as you want to do your thing with my thing, we okay. That's all we're saying. Let us be. Stay out of our pockets. Don't take our money and spend it on a bunch of social causes that you're feeling important. This is important. 17,000 gender bathrooms. And you know what else we need? We need to change all the birth certificates to be gender neutral, boy, girl, and all the other 57 genders that we have. Look, if that's your journey, that's your plight, so be it. Don't change science. Don't change logic. None of that stuff. Just say, you know what? I personally believe in 1,000 genders. That's cool for you. But don't force it into society, man. Okay? But, if you feel opposed to that, you're a nationalist and you're racist. Just because we support our military and the Democratic Party will deprive our military if need be. So I guess what? I mean, what we're white nationalists now. We're just supporting them because we want to dominate the whole planet and hurt other people unnecessarily. Like Chris Como talking about if Trump sends the military down to the border, perhaps it could turn into a gunfight. As if the military is going to go down there and say, hey guys, I got an idea how to stop this caravan. Let's just start shooting unarmed civilians. Even though they're technically not civilians of the United States. But, I don't think that would be the go-to. If anything, probably grab them, arrest them, things like that. But Chris Como seems to think that the military is just going to go off and start shooting unarmed people. That's disrespectful to the military. And just because we believe in our Constitution and the left is constantly trying to undermine it because it's in the way of their agenda, doesn't mean that we are racist. Okay? Every single time when we say we believe in America, when we salute, when we sit back and sing the national anthem and we stand for it, for some reason now, I guess that represents racism, segregation, and intolerance. Americans are sick of setting aside their opinions, setting aside their morals, their values, their thoughts, their behaviors, tiptoeing around all these liberal views, tiptoeing around all these humanitarian causes that don't benefit Americans. We're sick of that. And we finally got a president who's standing up and speaking out and calling this crap out and supporting Americans first, like doing things when people get overseas and get drugged in and captured. You don't leave them. He's like, let's go get them. He's brought home people from other countries, things like that. He's standing up for our country so we don't get pimped by other countries and they just use us and abuse us. So if that makes him a nationalist, then guess what I am? I'm a nationalist too. Am I racist? Oh my God, I just realized that I'm racist too. See, that's an old joke. So you can't say these jokes now like, back in the day. Let me tell you this old joke. This guy walked into a bar and saw this beautiful lady. And he said, bartender, buy the lady a drink. Tell her it's from me. Bartender takes the drink down there. The lady gets the drink. She comes up, throws the drink in the guy's face. And he said, what? Why'd you do that? She says, don't you ever buy me a drink. He said, why not? She says, you know why? Because I'm a lesbian. And my man looked confused. And she says, a lesbian, you know what that is? He says, no. She says, that means that I like women. And my man said, oh my God, I think I'm a lesbian too. See, so that's what I'm saying. When Trump said he supports our country and he don't mind being called a nationalist, then I'm going, oh my God, I must be a nationalist too, because I love our country and I support our country as well. So if that makes me a nationalist, que sera, que sera. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin's Corner, trying to drop some knowledge into the sense of these garbage. They're useless. I'm not even talking to them. I'm talking to people that's in the middle, people who don't see the game that's being played, all those people who are watching this garbage like, he's a nationalist, he's Hitler, what? No, that's not what that means, people. Let's squash that right now before that rumor and that narrative spreads a little too far. All right, now check this out. Check me out Wednesday night, 7:30 in Kevin's Corner. Also, check me out on Facebook. Follow me. Check me out on Twitter. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. T-shirts are off the hook. They got all kind of shirts. Check out the link in the bottom. If you want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free to do it. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. God bless.